Live from Arkansas streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us on THV 11 Plus. I'm Hayden Balgavy.
And I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm meteorologist Tracy Bean. Ashley is off this week, so I am taking care of traffic and weather, and I'll be glad for her to get back.
Busy.
Doing a good
Well,
job.
construction. Construction's been your foe this week.
Yeah, it's not necessarily been accidents, but it's just been construction, and that's backed things up a little bit. But luckily, the last couple of days, that construction is wrapped up pretty quickly.
It has,
so it's messed up some people in the morning, so early morning. But when the volume increases, they've been off the road.
So buses need to be forgiven when
That's
people
right.
are a few minutes late.
Exactly, but it's looking pretty good now. We did have an accident that just popped up right at that 7 o'clock hour, not causing too much trouble just yet, but wanted to show you again. This is if you are traveling around MacArthur, we are seeing an accident around the westbound right shoulder. It's not too bad right now. Again, we're not necessarily seeing any delays, but officer just arrived on that scene, and it says a 2-vehicle accident. I'm not sure where the other vehicle is, but it looks like traffic is moving pretty swift right now, so that's good news. Taking a look at the drive times this morning, again, it's still all green if you're coming from Conway, just under 70 miles per hour for that average speed, taking you about 25 minutes, and Benton looking good this morning, just over around 64 for that average, 19 minutes, and same for Cabot if you're coming in about 19 minutes. So overall, things are looking good this morning. And today, weather-wise, we are going to have one of those days where we're going to have to watch what's going on out there. Now, we do have a weather impact alert today for that extreme heat, but we could see some of those showers and clouds kind of push that out, and so a very narrow window for those heat index values to go above 105 today. Looking again at our satellite and radar, we've got a frontal boundary that's making its way into the state. We're already seeing some of those temperatures start to drop there in the northern portion of the state, and maybe a few of those light showers already. A few clouds out there as well this morning, but we are going to have plenty of sunshine. The National Weather Service did mention a narrow window for us to have, again, this extreme heat warning, because we're going to start to see some of those showers and those clouds develop, and that's going to lower the temperatures a little bit, and they won't have time to recover. Already starting to see those impacts there in northern portion of the state where they do not have any heat alerts, mainly looking again in central Arkansas, just a very small amount of time. But go ahead and make sure you are staying hydrated. We're still seeing those temperatures start to rise this morning. 79 in central Arkansas, and current heat index again coming down just a little bit. It's around 83, but we're certainly going to see those highs today reflecting that cooler air at their Harrison and Mountain Home. In the 80s, we're looking at maybe at 97 again. I think that's going to be a very short window, but southern Arkansas, you're certainly going to feel that heat today, and I promise you that cooler, drier air will make it to you, but it's probably going to be a little bit more like tomorrow. So stay with me. We'll talk more about the storms that are possible today, and then what this means for your weekend coming up.
Tracy, thank you. We start with a breaking news update. The suspect in the double murder at Devil's Den State Park now in custody.
Arkansas State Police say 28-year-old Andrew James McGann killed a married couple last Saturday while they were hiking with their 2 daughters who got away.
CBS's Jared Hill reports from Northwest Arkansas, and there are still lingering questions this morning.
Nearly a week after husband and wife Clinton and Kristen Brink were brutally killed in an attack on an Arkansas hiking trail, police arrested this man, 28-year-old Andrew McGann.
We were able to take a monster off the streets and bring relief to Clinton and Kristen's precious girls.
The attack happened Saturday at Devil's Den State Park, about 170 miles northwest of Little Rock. Park rangers say it was the Brinks' daughters, just 7 and 9 years old, who walked up to the visitor center asking for help.
2 children are there. They advised that their parents were assaulted. One was possibly stabbed. The parents are missing.
Emergency responders found the parents motionless on the hiking path.
The grieving process has just begun, and I hope that our entire state will wrap their arms around this family.
Authorities say the suspect was taken into custody yesterday afternoon at a beauty shop about a half an hour north of the park. Earlier in the week, police released a composite sketch and a photograph of a man with his back to the camera they considered a person of interest. So far, police have not mentioned a possible motive for the attack. The only details about the suspect.
He just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
The couple's family released a statement to Arkansas State Police saying in part, Clinton and Kristen died heroes protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live on in all of our hearts. Jared Hill, CBS News.
McGann is facing 2 counts of capital murder, and we are still working to learn about McGann's first court appearance, when it is, where he is being actually held, and whether he has a lawyer lined up.
In Little Rock, a third suspect is behind bars in connection with a deadly shooting. Monday afternoon, police found a man dead outside the Westbridge Apartments on Labette Manor Drive. Now, 20-year-old Antiana Wilbert is in custody in connection with the killing. She joins Travian Howard and Jamar Perkins. All 3 are facing capital murder charges. So far, the victim's name has not been released, and police are not saying what led up to the shooting.
In a THV 11 update, a troubled apartment complex in Jacksonville is prompting city leaders to now take action.
It's something we've been covering, the poor upkeep at Willow Bend Apartments. The city now is keeping the owners from renewing their business license.
On Monday, code enforcement found broken windows, unsecured doors, and water damage throughout the complex. After seeing it himself, Mayor Jeff Elmore deciding he would revoke the owner's license.
Then he learned they were already 7 months behind on renewing the license. So he's simply blocking the renewal, meaning the property will be either sold or condemned.
If there's nothing else that changes in the extremely near future, yes, we will pursue condemnation on it because it's uninhabitable as it is.
The people living there will still need somewhere to call home after the building is shut down.
Mayor Elmore says of the 100 units at the complex, 29 are occupied, and the mayor insists they will properly relocate those renters.
Housing and Urban Development, HUD, has graciously said that they would move all the residents. They'll pay for the move, help them move, get them set up in a new place.
The mayor assures that landlords who fail to maintain their properties will be subject to similar penalties.
Right now, we are less than 24 hours from a sweeping shift in U.S. trade policy.
Tomorrow, President Trump's tariffs on dozens of countries' imports are set to take effect. With the deadline approaching, the president has announced a trade deal with South Korea. Here are the details on your screen.
Trump says South Korea will invest $350 billion into the U.S. and spend $100 billion on energy products. In exchange, the president says he's lowering South Korea's tariff rate to 15%, down from the 25% he threatened earlier this month.
In addition to the South Korea deal, the president continues expanding his trade strategy on other fronts. Yesterday, he signed an executive order imposing a 50% tariff on most Brazilian goods and announced a 25% tariff on goods from India. The order also includes a universal 50% tax on copper imports.
While the White House moves forward with new tariffs, the Federal Reserve is staying the course. Despite the president's public push for an interest rate cut, the central bank held rates steady for the 5th time this year.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell says a move in September is also unlikely, saying it will take time to see how the new tariffs impact inflation and the economy.
And Brown University has reached an agreement with the Trump administration. The federal government is restoring funding as part of a $50 million settlement.
Brown will spend that money over 10 years on workforce development in Rhode Island. In return, the government will reinstate grants, restore funding eligibility, and end all investigations. The school has also agreed to scale back certain diversity and inclusion initiatives. Back now to Tracy Bean, who is filling in for Ashley King and is also Tracy Bean this morning with weather.
That's right. We are watching an accident that happened here on Interstate 40. It's not blocking traffic just yet, but it is blocking that off-ramp for MacArthur. So not any trouble just yet, but I can see as the volume begins to increase and people are trying to get off there, that could cause a bit of a delay for you if you're coming in from maybe Levy, again, that North Little Rock, Maumelle area into downtown. So keep an eye on that. Around the rest of the metro, things are looking good. That seems to be our only accident. A little slow down there at the North Terminal interchange coming in from North Hills, but it is moving along just nicely. Taking a look at our drive times this morning, again, all green there on the right. That's good news whether you're coming in from Chenal, Benton, or Cabot, all looking pretty good there, around 20 minutes give or take. So overall, a nice morning traffic-wise, and we'll keep an eye on things there on 40 around that MacArthur exit. Let's take a look at weather. We do have a bit of a change. Today is that transition day. But we're starting off talking about a weather impact alert for that extreme heat. It is possible. There's a narrow window for it because we're going to start to see clouds and we're going to see a few storms as well during that peak heat of the day. So it could be short-lived, but again, certainly possible. We are going to see a few of those storms today that could be a bit strong at times. Mainly winds is what we're looking at. That's going to be into the evening as well. And for your Friday and Saturday, we're going to see less humidity day by day. It's going to feel great this weekend and looking for those highs in the upper 80s. Now today, as I mentioned, we do have some showers possible, and by noon or so we could see some of those developing across central Arkansas. We are going to start to see that sun pop back out again, but it won't be able to recover again for that criteria. So it all depends upon when and where these storms do develop. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, and I'm sure the National Weather Service will as well, as far as maybe they need to go ahead and change or maybe go ahead and cancel that warning as we see for the heat and that heat advisory. But a lot of clouds pushing in, but that is all good stuff from a frontal boundary. That means we're going to start to see temperatures cooling as we're heading into the weekend, but we are going to watch for a few of those storms today. I'll tell you more about this. Again, it's 1 out of 5, not too concerned, mainly some winds, but we'll time it all out for you in my forecast coming up.